Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. We have started a new series called DevNet Associate 20901. Today I'm going to show you how we can get device capability for a Cisco 1000 VirtualBox. To show you the device capability, we have used GNS3 for a VirtualBox environment, and also we have connected a Ubuntu server which is locally hosted in our network. Okay, let's start it with the lab setup first. So this is a very simple lab setup which we have in our network. So this is the CSR 1000V VirtualBox, and this has been connected with a local network by GNS3 Cloud. Now we also have a Ubuntu server which is hosted on the local network. That is also a virtual server, and this is the Ubuntu server where we're going to run a simple script by using Python, and we'll get the capabilities of that particular VirtualBox. So to do that, we need to go to the Cisco VirtualBox and we need to do some basic setup on that box. So if you can see, this is the interface currently configured on this box, and this 192.168.0.113, this is the WAN of that particular box, which is currently connected with the GNS3 via the local network cloud. And we also enabled a local credential to log in into this VirtualBox, which has highest privilege. Along with that, we need to enable a couple of things, which is Netconf. So we have enabled Netconf over SSH. We have also enabled the SSH on this VirtualBox because SSH is required to communicate between Ubuntu server and the Cisco box. And also we need Netconf over the Young data model. So we'll have a detailed video on Netconf and Young data model separately, and I'll link that video to the description of this video. Also, I'll show you a detailed video of this lab setup, so don't worry, we'll have a lab setup video also, and I'll include that link into the description box of this video. So right now my SSH is enabled, and if I go to the VS Code where I'm going to run the script, very basic Python script. So first we need to connect that remote server, that Ubuntu server. So I'm going to connect the Ubuntu server, and I'm going to enable Python module for this. So to run this script, this is a very basic script to show the device capability. Before running this script, we can see the same output from that Ubuntu server itself. So if I go to Ubuntu, let's first ping the IP address which is configured on the router. Yeah, it can ping that, and we'll type here SSH -p, P for port, then 830, which is the default port for Netconf, and then the user ID of the device and the IP address. Just asking for password. Yeah. So here you can see this Ubuntu server can communicate with that Cisco box, and the very first time the box provide all the capabilities it has to the server. So these are the capabilities we have in this Cisco box. And it is also asking for a hello message. Let's jump to this Cisco box again and go to the Visual Studio Code. So what I did here, I have import a library which is NCC client. So NC client is a library module which is actually getting used to communicate with a remote network device via Netconf protocol. So from that library, I already installed this NC client library. If you want to install this, you can go to Google and put NC client over here, and you go to pip.org, and here you can see in the documentation part they have mentioned a format and the parameters which we need to pass on that format. So we need to pass the host IP address or the host name, port, obviously the 830, which is the default port until unless we are not changing that. Then username, the local username, password should be here, and we do not want to verify the host key because we are not creating a key here, so we mention that as a false. And the device parameter should be CSR. So if you just scroll a little bit, here you can see for CSR, device parameter should be name should be CSR. So the same thing I did on this VS Code. So here I create a dictionary like object on this Python script, and I name a variable router where I create that dictionary. So it's host, then the host IP address, port, username, password, and by with I can initiate a connection by using manager from that NC client module, and I need to pass all the parameters over here. So I have passed that host IP address, router port, which is Netconf port, router username, which is the local username, and the password. And I also mentioned host key verify equals to false. If you want, you can use that device parameter over here, although it will work without using the device parameter. But if you have multiple vendor in your topology, you should use the device parameter under this argument. Okay, and I made the whole connection as a allies of aim. So, and I create a for loop in that server capabilities parameter over NC client. So NC client has a capability parameter for a particular remote server. So over that server capability parameter, I create a for loop, and what I'm doing, I'm printing star 100 times for each of the capability. So, and then it will print the capability. So let's start it. If I did it correctly, then it should work. Let's run this script. Yeah, let me little bit scrolled up. So if we see here on this, it successfully print out all the capabilities from the device to this server. So this is a capability. Under each capability, you can see the star has been printed out. So these are the capability we have in the Cisco box. You can see all the PPP, policy, PNP version, platform, revision number, OSPF, everything is mentioned on the capabilities. And this is the output which we have got while we started communicating over Netconf from the Ubuntu server directly. So this is how we can get the capabilities via a simple script using Python, and we can communicate with the device. So if you find this video very much helpful, please subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on next video.